Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of It's Canon. We're your hosts. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm T, one half of B and T. She's currently unavailable right now.
And I'm June. We don't make the rules, just the commentary. It's a canon event and we can't interfere.
T, do you want to introduce our fourth co-host that we have here, our very special guest?
Yes, I do. We have here a wonderful author, the indescribable, supreme God himself, Apollo Infiniti. Woo!
Hello. Hi.
I mean, you created such amazing story, so I gotta say it.
Yeah, and that story is called Bloodmoney, which is written by our special guest today, Apollo Infiniti. It is a dark paranormal romance with vampires, with grit, with political intrigue, with desire. There's so much going on.
Everything you want.
Exactly. Everything you could want.
And more.
It's in that book. And more. A baddie FMC, a down bad MMC. We think about them often.
Yes, we do.
Me, B, T, June, and I already said me, but I'll say it again because that's how much I think about the characters in this book and the storyline. So we have a few questions for you, Apollo. First, we want to give you the floor to tell us again and our lovely listeners who may not have heard about you what Bloodmoney is about, and also a little bit more about you.
Bloodmoney is my debut novel, which is expected to become a series. So at the moment, it's a standalone with the series potential. But yes, just as you were saying before, it's a paranormal dark romance where you're living in a contemporary world that elite vampires are basically the main organization of the system of the world, and they control the blood supply for all of the vampires through a expensive healthcare system. And our MMC, Philip Arlington, he is not part of the elite. He is a common vampire and expected to pay for his blood. And as Philip finds himself getting poorer and poorer and sicker from the lack of there even being like a good amount of blood or even just at its purest form, he decides that it's time for him to take matters into his own hands, and he does the most, logical thing that, somebody could ever do, which is kill a bunch of humans to obtain his blood.
Well,
he took matters into his own hands.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some.
He said
And then
DIY.
Do it yourself. Yeah.
Yes. But in this world, of course, if everybody could just do that, that would probably make the system fall apart. So for people who attempt to evade the system, there's consequences. And if you're caught hunting humans, you do get trialed, and essentially you're in a vegetative state as a vampire. And so it's a very extreme punishment for them, and it makes it incredibly important to not get caught. So Philip has found essentially a system that has helped him stay under the radar for 10 years. And as Philip has continued doing his little activities, we'll call it, he starts to become greedier and almost bored, essentially, of like how he's doing it, and he wants to have a thrill. And we end up inside a gentleman's club where he's hunting two humans, one that's a regular that goes to the club and the other one who is a dancer there. And as he's deciding that he's going to make this move for his plans, his plans derail essentially, and he meets a new dancer. They decide to make a deal that she would help him get a little bit closer to what he's really looking for in the club. And of course, Philip has never really involved other people in his plans, and he decides to ultimately take the risk for a little bit of a rendezvous. And that's where you start to see that that might have not been the best decision on his behalf. And everything in his life starts to crumble and fall as he falls in love with her.
Mm. Oh, just hearing it, I'm just listening. I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm just reminiscing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I cannot hear about this book enough, and I have read it again because I wanted to prepare for other things too. But it's a bingeable read. You're
Mhm.
able to read it, devour it, and then go back and read it again. Because every time you read it again, the way you write, Apollo, like you unearth new things that you didn't catch on the first pass. And
Oh,
that's so cool to
Yeah.
me because there are a lot of reveals, there are a lot of exciting plot lines that you wrote into the story that you're not going to catch on the first pass. So you might as well read it again. And it's a good
Yeah, I'm
thing
about
that
to
it's
read it
such a good
again
book.
after
You
this.
can read it again. And you're like, oh, now that I know who this person is, who they are as a part of the storyline, reading it again, you're seeing the signs and the tells, and then you're just unearthing more and more. And I love the way you wrote the story. It's so bingeable and so rereadable. But we also want to know, Apollo, what made you specifically want to write Blood Money?
so I'm married. I've been married for, it's going to be 6 years this year. And I think what's fun with marriage too is you give like little things to your partner. And my wife has a lot of things that she gets obsessed with, and books became something about like 2 years ago that she really started going ham. And she really got into dark romance in particular. And, sometimes you get into slumps, like certain things aren't hitting the way that she wanted something to hit. And I had written a lot of different like short story things when I was like in school and stuff, and I always did really well in like competitions, but I never had committed to writing a book. So I basically was just like, why not I figure out like what would be like your dream book with the tropes and the just not exactly like a storyline, because that was everything that I had to come up with. And so she kind of gave me some ideas of what would ultimately be fun. And she loves vampires, especially, and monsters. So I sat down, and it was probably like 3 to 4 months of planning and doing like an outline before I actually started writing. And I began writing in December of 2024. And her birthday is in March. So I was like, I'm going to give this to her for her birthday. She had no clue what I was writing for basically 4 months until it was that day. And I gave it to her, and she told me that I should go into publishing it and, making it something that like other people can enjoy too. And that's kind of how the whole journey started.
So you wrote it for your wife because she
That
didn't
is
have. That's
so sweet.
Listeners, if they wanted to, they would.
They
Period.
And he did.
Period.
Apollo did that. An ode to his wife. Like, that's so thoughtful and also just so you are good at writing. And it's like now we
Yes.
all get to read it. But knowing the backstory and the history, like this just started as like a nice, like thoughtful not nice seems too less of a word. And a like incredibly thoughtful gift for your wife.
Yeah.
And through that you're sharing it with the world. So that tells us this story and the storyline means a lot to you. It's very significant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the fact that you just let me write a whole book for her.
That is so sweet. Oh my goodness.
I just feel like you
The
set a new bar
bar
for me.
It's
Yeah.
up here. What are y'all doing?
If you don't write me a book, do you really love me?
Exactly.
You don't.
Listen, acts of service is a real thing.
That's active
Yes,
service.
it
That's gift giving.
is.
That's quality
Yes.
time. That's
Mhm.
everything.
This is all of the love languages.
It's all of
wrapped in
them.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And also so Philip coded.
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
dare
so
say.
real. That's
I
so
dare
real.
say.
So I did dress up for the occasion. I do have my
Yes.
vampire teeth in.
We love
Rock
June
it.
so bad.
They're so good too. When you asked the group chat, if you should wear them, I was thinking like the little Dollar Tree pre-hinged ones that you can.
No.
These are like real
She
deal
said, yeah.
things.
She said,
They're sealed on with denture cream.
period.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see it. Smile for me. Smile for me. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love it.
yeah.
I should have thought of
So
that. I don't know why I
amazing.
didn't.
June always comes with a costume.
I do. I commit very, very holistically to my roles. Okay, starting with my less unhinged questions. You said this is the first book in a series. How many books are you planning on putting in the series?
If you can tell us.
Oh,
If you can, exactly.
no, I could tell you. So the plan, because I want to keep the length consistent, and to tell the full story of Blood Money, I do think that it's going to be a total of 4 books. And the book itself is not going to be really named anything different. It's just going to be like Blood Money and then Blood Money Part 2, like that. But I do think for the whole story itself that 4 books is necessary to tell it, but it doesn't really stop there. My ultimate plan is that there's kind of like a trinity essentially of like how the books form, and you'll be able to, when it's the very last series, essentially, it ends at the beginning of where Blood Money starts.
Wait,
So
I
we're
love
getting a
that. That's-
prequel.
That's genius.
We would get a prequel, but it'd be like, but it still feels kind of like it's like the last part of the series.
Flowing into the same, yeah.
That is so
Yes.
creative.
That is so
so
gonna
cool.
be. That's gonna be so good. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I was curious if like when you're done with the series, are you going to branch out and like have a like series about different characters, or are you gonna have a side story or anything like that?
So the first series is Blood Money, and then the second series I do have the name for it, and like hopefully I'll be able to stay with the name for it. So maybe I should put it here. Actually, I should say it here because if I ever have to document something, be like, listen, published or right on the state. But the second series is going to be called Blood Heist,
Oh,
and yeah.
I
Mm,
love
Stop.
that.
stop.
I'm gonna want it.
I love a heist.
Right?
And then the last series, which is what would make the triangle, is going to be called Blood Origins, and that would be in a different point of view. And I'm sure you can imagine whose baddie point of view it could be in.
Stop.
I'm excited. I'm excited. It
Yeah,
hasn't even
that's-
like
Yeah, you don't even have to say anymore. We know.
yeah.
And we can't wait.
That would be a mantra for me for my life. I would have to embody. I would read it more so as a how-to manual.
Yeah.
How to be a baddie.
Blueprint.
Speaking of, are we going to get more from Desmond as well? Because I may or may not have been feeling him a slight tiny bit.
First of
Oh,
all,
okay.
back off my man.
Whoa!
The girls are fighting.
I'm used to fighting T. I'm used to fighting T. I'm not used to fighting Caitlin.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. You will definitely in the next books get a little bit more of both Desmond and Graham for sure.
They're my
Yes.
favorite side character. Like to me, they're not even side characters.
Graham, that's my man.
I claim both of them. For me, it's a why choose.
That's selfish.
I mean, yeah,
Like-
that part.
Selfish.
Just
Yes.
in my head, I'm like, okay, I can really do a fan fiction.
Apollo, have I not told you I will be writing some top tier fan fiction specifically for Desmond and also Graham? Like, I have their
I
whole
love that.
storylines plotted in my mind.
My
Like,
heart.
they're-
My
Oh,
heart's
I love
content.
it.
I want it to happen so I can compare it to what Apollo actually says is the origin story.
Okay.
Oh, that's so real.
I'll start working on it. You can find me maybe on AO3. We'll see.
I am so here for it. Listen, I'm so here for it. They need to have their own happily ever afters too, for sure.
I'm gonna have
Exactly.
3 different versions. Like obviously Desmond gets his own series, Graham, they'll all get their own series, but then I'll have an alternate ending where it's Gresmond. It'll be
You know what?
Could you imagine? You've been working alongside each other, boosting a baddie.
The tension builds.
Tension.
Yeah.
One long night could turn into something more. So
You.
Yeah,
Hey.
I gotta respect it.
Yeah, right?
Everyone will get a happy ending. Right. So
Will it be a happy ending?
Oh, that's a great question.
The whole story? Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
By whose definition?
Cleo's.
By
I'm sorry.
The only one that matters.
No.
That's true. It will definitely be a happy ending for her. It'll be a happy ending for Philip. Everyone's gonna have a good happy ending except for the villains.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was scared.
As it should be. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I do believe in like a traditional romance book means there's a happy ending.
Yes.
So I'm
Exactly.
true to that, okay? I'm true to that.
We love that.
Thank you.
Bloodmoney, blood heist, blood origins.
I'm excited for all that.
Like all of that, I'm just seeing it now and I'm envisioning it, and the future looks great for you, Apollo. It looks so
Oh.
great. I can't wait.
It does. Seriously.
Oh
I'm
man.
so excited.
Now, can we get to the
Did you have-
nitty gritty? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Did you say
Yeah,
dirty
we could-
questions? What?
No. Okay, before we get into the nitty gritty, naughty and filthy, I do want to hear a little bit, because Apollo, you are an independent author, you're an indie author, so definitely want to, you've made a couple of posts on your TikTok account kind of sharing what it's like and also highlighting things about the trad publishing world that people or readers may not actually be privy to. But what is one thing or a few things that readers may not know about indie publishing that you want to share?
Well, it's definitely it can be expensive. I do think that overall I was pretty lucky about my costs, because my highest cost was getting an editor, which the editor that I got specifically was a developmental editor. And there's multiple different types of editing too, so you have to be cautious of like when you're looking for somebody what you're trying to get into, because there's somebody that does it's a line by line editor, and that's going to be like your grammar, sentence structure, things of that sort. And then developmental editor is somebody who is looking at like the flow of the story, plot holes, like dialogue being realistic, consistency in characters, all that other stuff. And I think that for my case, it was a lot easier to focus on having a developmental editor, which again was my most expensive cost. And as I went through, I was reading my stuff on like different formats to see like what I could catch, because I was like, oh, am I gonna be able to afford to get a line by line editor too? Not this time, but I definitely spent a very, very long time on fixing anything that could have been a typo and stuff. And thankfully, like all the other people that, because you get your alphas and your beta readers and stuff, and your arc readers, of course. I haven't gotten anyone that's caught some of those, so I think that I'm gonna definitely take that path. But a lot of other expenses, that goes into getting a cover artist, getting somebody that can format. Formatting a book is a lot more complicated than you would think. It took me 3 weeks to learn how to format a book.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to have to pay like $500 for somebody to do it.
$500.
Yeah, that's like kind of around some of the costs. Yeah. Because you can't really trust like a lot of programs to get everything like foolproof, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better to make sure the humans are doing the thing that you pay them for.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So I would just say that like there's a lot of costs that you don't expect initially because everybody's like, it's free to self-publish. It is free to self-publish, but you can get your artwork stolen because if you don't buy the copyright for
Yeah.
your book, somebody can steal it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then you,
Mm.
even though you did everything, they could steal your titles and like put all that other stuff. So I mean, there's so much that you have to spend to keep your books secure. And I think a lot of people don't really tell you about those stuff because there were things that like 2 weeks before my release date, I was learning about that I had no clue. I was like, what? I have to get a copyright too? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
That's crazy. No, that's so good to like kind of hear that perspective. I feel like yeah, there is this misconception that self-publishing is I wouldn't say easier route, but like
Less
you can
expensive.
like you could just do it. Yeah. But then also don't take into account the do it yourself aspect, like what that entails. There's so much more. You're like teaching yourself. It's almost like taking on a whole new craft if you have no background in publishing a book and doing it without it's you basically. Like you're
yep,
because I remember when you and I worked together when I was beta reading for Bloodmoney. I like the cool thing was I got to talk to you specifically, but you had it so well laid out. And it's just like thinking about not only are you working on your book and more books and future series, you're also working on the current book at the same time. And you do all the
yeah,
artwork as well.
Yeah.
yes,
Which is
it's
amazing.
Insane.
thank you.
I need that sent in the mail ASAP.
I need prints. No,
I
but
need
it's like
prints. I need to put it
yeah,
on my
just
wall.
thinking about that because with going through a traditional publisher, you are forfeiting a lot of your profit in a sense, but then
Mhm.
also in that regard there can be more support, but then there's pros and cons to both, but I do feel like self-publishing, independent publishing is the most rewarding in a sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of like you said, pros and cons with traditional versus like self-publish. And some of the cons is if if because now there's a lot of people that like that the self-publish and then a publisher wants to pick up what's already there, which I would say for most people is kind of like the ultimate goal. Because if you start sending things without it being published before and they want to take your story on, that you're selling the rights to the story, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that also means that before anything gets published, if they want you to change anything, essentially like sanitize the story, they have the right to do that. So I think it also comes down to, how motivated you are to tell the story in a specific way, um, will sometimes be the main route as to why you would self-publish or traditional publish. Um, and you also have to consider what the goals are for those traditional publishers as well too. So if things are like maybe a 70% fit, but not the 100% fit for them, they're gonna have you change a lot of things too, and it could take years and years
Mm.
before like it officially comes out, and you don't get paid except for like
Yeah.
4 times a year. So even though you might get that six-figure deal potentially, you're not getting it all in one. You're waiting like a good
Mm.
3 months after it gets out there to get like your first fourth of it or so, and then you wait again and again, and it's not just like an instant money grab.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is.
I never
You
knew
just
that.
don't know. You really just don't know, like, what y'all go through, especially, like, independent and then people who are in a company. You really don't know what they go through. I'm like, "Dang, y'all be doing all that? Y'all have to give that much
Exactly.
money? You have to spend this much, you know? You have to wait this long?" That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
It's
royalties can
contract.
be really low too.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the other thing. And
Mhm.
we don't want that.
Mm-mm.
I like.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that really
Yeah.
helps give more insight into
Mhm.
just your process and like things you've gone through and have learned throughout this process, and also for readers or those who don't fully know too much about independent self-published authors versus traditional publishing. So that's so helpful, so insightful.
No, what he's explaining right now about the process is very interesting because you don't know. We're just readers. I mean, at least I am. I'm just a reader, so I'm just a girl. But it's just their hard work and dedication to writing a story and really trying to push it out to the audience and for us to read. I just love it. Give me a romance book, dark romance, vampires. It don't matter to me. Just give me a book, I'll read it. Just make sure it's a happy ending. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You said,
I,
but a happy ending.
but it's very interesting. I'm like, dang, like you really want to support people even more like that you really like and your authors that you really like. You really want to be like, okay, let me keep buying their books even though it's
Mhm.
I have Kindle Unlimited, but let me still buy the book because I want to support that
Yeah.
author because they work hard to really push out their material or what they wrote, what they imagined in their head and wrote it on paper. It's just like, wow, how y'all do
Let
that?
me support that. But what is the most helpful for supporting independent authors?
Definitely. So, it's a lot about like social media posts for sure. For especially people who are a little bit more rewarded by the algorithm as a reviewer versus the people who are well, creators isn't necessarily the right word because on TikTok, if you're a reviewer, you're still a content creator.
Mhm.
But when I mean creator, I mean more like the authors that have to make like their content. That's typically gets suppressed by most algorithms too, just because they can see from the algorithm that it's you trying to sell something, and
Mhm.
something like TikTok is going to rather, if you are going to do a sales, that it's in the TikTok shop. So there's some way that they can get money. So if you don't have the ability to, it often suppresses it. But somebody who does a review on a book doesn't always get the flag from the algorithm of it being
Yeah.
something that makes sales, essentially. So
Yeah.
it's definitely the most helpful when you have people that like have read it and are willing to like post reviews or not even just like on TikTok, but go on forums because there's a lot of rules for authors on things like Reddit or Facebook where they're like you can't do self promotion unless like you're commenting under somebody asking for a certain book. So,
Mhm.
and I get that because you don't want like all these communities to get spammed. But yeah, it's definitely comes down to like the people who are your readers that are the most helpful for getting a book out
Yeah.
there.
Hear that? Your
Yeah.
voice matters. Everyone.
No. Yeah,
Speak up and speak out.
that part.
No, that's so good.
You said it took you 3 weeks to learn how to format. How do you teach yourself that? Like, how did you go about learning how to do
Yeah,
that?
I'm kind of curious about that too.
I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos, honestly, which is
Mm.
so boring. So boring, okay, but yeah, honestly, sometimes YouTube will have a lot, and even still, I will say because my original book, I did like art that was the actual chapter cover. 2 for every single chapter. And I'm not enough of like a professional to do the format for that, so I had to compromise that for now. And until like I feel like I can do like special editions and I can start adding those art pieces in. Um, so yeah, I mean
Ooh.
yeah, I know. I'll have to send it to you because I'm actually gonna make the chapter art for now stickers. And they're really cute, especially chapter 3. And it's
I
so
was about to
cute.
say chapter 3 is
I need it.
when
Yeah, chapter 3.
Please send it.
I will. Yes, yes, but that's what I'm gonna do for now. So some of that stuff I'm gonna make stickers, and then when there's more money for funding to do like a special edition, I can pay like a more advanced formatter to have that included as well. But yeah, a lot of it sometimes is you're watching YouTube videos and everything to learn how to get like the basics done.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
I love YouTube University.
Right? Let me get my PhD there.
Let me, because the
Right?
amount of hours spent looking up things and teaching myself how to do stuff.
yeah.
You go to
I probably
YouTube
have several
University.
degrees. Exactly.
For real.
Let's still warm everyone up a little bit before we get into the juicy questions and play a round of our favorite segment, Bark or Bite. Because I know, Apollo, you were interested to see what the girlies were thinking. And we're going to let you
gotta
lead
know.
it by tossing out a character for us to bark or bite at.
Period. Okay, so bark or bite, of course. I mean, I gotta know what we're doing for Cleo.
Barking.
Barking.
Climbing up
I
the tree
didn't
and
think that was
barking.
I'm barking.
Barking, yeah. I didn't think that was within
I
I'm
need
barking.
Cleo.
If you're biting, you're
You're
I
wrong.
just feel
You're
like
wrong.
anybody that puts that much effort into their appearance, that much effort into their like aura, like Cleo is that girl. And how could you not want that girl? You're
Yeah.
crazy. If you
Exactly.
don't
Need
want her,
her.
you're crazy.
Cleo is a baddie. She's an entrepreneur. She has everything
That's what I'm
going for her.
doing.
She knows who she is. And she's known that from a
Mhm.
very early age. Like,
A1.
Yes.
I love Cleo so much. When she stepped into the scene and Philip was drooling, I started drooling too. I said,
I said, I
let
know
me
that's
pick my
right.
job off the floor. And then we got to learn more about her and who she is. And I kept falling more and more in love with it. It's my own obsession at this point. I have a Cleo sticker in my phone to use in iMessaging. Like, boop, Cleo, baddie alert.
Baddie
love her
alert.
bark. Yeah.
Barking.
Okay, well, I mean, we obviously will have to know for the MMC because I feel like that's important for people who want to read it if he's barkable or biteable. So, what is Philip?
I will unfortunately have to bite Philip. I can't.
That is a surprise to me.
You are so opposite.
That is such a surprise to me.
What?
Hear me out.
Okay.
I love that he's down bad, and I love the groveling, and I love the yearning, and I love who he is as a character. Sometimes he's a little scary.
Yeah, Caitlin
And,
doesn't
like,
like
not-
the crazy,
I don't like the
obsessive,
cra-
violent ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. You don't.
Consistent.
Yeah.
You know what?
His
You know what? I
appeal.
can say that about you.
One thing about
She
me,
said no crazy.
I see
Yeah.
his appeal though.
Yeah,
No,
I was shocked at first, but now, yeah, it fits. It fits.
Because who do I? I couldn't.
What do you-
He would freak me out. I'd be terrified. But I love
Mhm.
that for Cleo. Yeah, and then if I were to be Cleo, I would have to. Hopefully, I would be a better woman because that's how Cleo is. She would be able to handle that, and since I'm not her yet, I can't.
Yeah.
Handle.
Yeah.
It's a bite. But I'm sensing from T and June, our notorious shadow daddy, dark
We ignore the red flags.
You already know. I can't help it. I love a man that's like that. I love the mean and scary looking. He's not scary for real though. I'm
For real,
Cleo.
yeah, that's true.
He'll
be
he
licking
ain't
the
scared of
floor
you.
for her. He'll do scary things in her name and honor.
Yeah.
And I fear I
feel
can't
like
handle that power.
if you're not Cleo, he is scary. He
Yeah, if you're not Cleo, he's scary. Yeah,
you know.
he is quite scary.
Is it a bark for you though, June?
So for me, it was a whole debate, Apollo, where apparently I thought that I liked down bad men, but then Caitlin explained to me that I do not like down bad men. I still feel like I'm in I don't know what I would do for Philip, because I feel like pre I don't want to say it without giving away.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
Pre a certain scene in the book,
Oh,
I'm barking. Like I would bark like a dog for Philip. Post that scene in the book, I still love Philip.
But you got
But
questions.
I feel like if I was not Cleo, I feel like there's no point in competing in that situation. If I was Cleo, I would still bark if I was Cleo. But like me, June, I'd be like, there's no point. She's got that. Like she's got that. She's got
That's
that.
around. That's your man.
Like that is her man.
So
that is 1,000% her man.
Single him is bark, but he's claimed.
Yes.
So he's
exactly.
So he's like, please, I'm biting away.
Yes. But single him, I'm barking. I'm barking all day. Yeah.
That's so.
But what if he
so
becomes
valid.
pathetically down bad for you, June?
Right. What if this was like
pathetically
a
down
self
bad
insert?
for you?
Yeah.
Then
like in the same context that he's pathetically down bad for Cleo.
That's who he is at his core. He will lick.
This is Apollo. This is another running statement throughout the podcast, is that apparently I need therapy. I feel like if I was Cleo and he was pathetically down bad for me, I would like him until he was pathetically down bad. 'Cause like I like a man that can put me in my place. And I feel like Cleo puts Philip in his place 10 times out of 10. And I love that for her. But for me, I want my man to like, June, shut up. Like stop playing.
See,
I want if I tell him, eat some soggy bread off the floor, him be like, stop playing. Don't do this.
See, it's so funny because I don't mind telling my man what to do. Get up, go. Let's go to the store. Take me do take me do this. Take me do that. I like telling him what to do.
See, that's the part. That's the part I
like pretending to tell him what to do. Like I like if I'm just like, we're going to the store, and he's just like, okay, we're going to the store, but we're going to the store because he also wants to go to the store. He like lets me feel like it's my decision when I know that it's not really. Yeah.
Everything is my decision.
Wink, wink.
He is Cleo.
Because I'm actually Cleo because it's my decision. I have the final say and I have the final word.
Don't contradict me.
Exactly. Don't tell me what to do. Who are you?
See, but you can't tell me. It's how you talk to me.
No.
Right?
Well, because
you can tell me what to do,
though.
but you can't talk to me crazy. Right? Like there's a balance. Like you could be like,
I can't wait to find that that super thin, fine line of yours, June. I can't wait to find it.
Yeah, me too. I am also excited for that.
I feel like this must mean that Desmond might be a bark for you then, June.
Yes. Desmond. Pause, because it's not even like he doesn't even really need to be in it that much, but like when he's in the scene, like Desmond's there, and I like that. Like Cleo's in charge, but Desmond, like he's letting you know how he feels in that situation, regardless of who's in charge. And I feel like I like a tiny bit of aggression, like I like knowing that he can handle business, and I feel like Desmond can handle business, and Desmond can handle me. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I would bite because look, listen, hear me out. To me, I'm just like, I like him, but like I don't like him as much as he's too talkative. I need him to shut up. Why are you talking back for? I told you what to do. Shut up.
Why do you think you have a say in this situation?
Exactly. Like,
see, and I like a little back talk, and that might be a little bit toxic of me. I like a little back and forth, I
the banter.
Yeah, this is the first time that T and I have not agreed on.
This is true.
Yeah,
right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
monumental.
This is so real.
Documented here with Apollo.
Right? Written in.
I think I would do a 10 to like maybe a wolf, if I may.
Oh, wolf.
It's not
Just
a full
small
bark.
wolf.
It's just like a wolf. If I may,
Yeah.
A sniff. I'm testing the water.
I'm tired of you. I know.
You know what? A sniff is a good one.
No, it's not. Stop talking about my man.
No,
exactly. It's your
I
man.
want to check it out and make sure.
Exactly. He's mine. That's what I've gotten from this. That is my man.
But you know what? He is still fine, and I'll still, he
wait. I tentatively withhold my answer. How tall is he? How tall is Desmond?
Now, Philip mentioned Desmond's a short king, and Graham's the one that's tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Apollo. We've heard it here first on It's Canon. June
No.
has fallen for her first short
king.
No.
No, stand 10 toes down on that, June.
Let me say this.
How short? Like feet and inches. How short are we talking?
Like probably like 5'8" to 5'9".
You have no idea.
And you know
can't
what?
be that
So
aggressive.
sad
I
that B is
just feel like
Yo, she is. I
can't
wish I
be-
could call
you
it right
can't
now
be
because this is so.
June, do you feel humbled?
no, because I unfortunately now have to withdraw my answer because I feel like you can't
You can't do that.
No,
That's
because you
so-
can't. You can't be that angry and that short. Like I
What? He is not even that short. He's average height.
June.
I'm 5'8". If I'm taller
and
than
you loved
you,
him,
and you
loved him.
and you
loved him. You barked.
I loved past tense because me and Cleo, we rock a pair of heels, and if I'm in heels and I'm looking down on you, no.
But
You can't tell me what to do.
You can't
tell me what
That's
to
your
do. if you're
man.
shorter than me.
He's your man.
He
And
was.
He will tell. That's what.
We were
Wow.
we were over the line. We were in a relationship over the phone.
And see,
And then
You got
it was a long.
catfished.
And yeah, I was catfished.
no, because
And-
June, because I read it and I knew he was not tall.
But we already
No.
know June had she
He
has
had
her
tall
height.
energy.
He wasn't,
And
though.
why can't you still like him with the energy?
Because if he's shorter than me, he can't tell me what to, like, I just
He's
feel
your
like he's my height, right? But if
Y'all
I
see
wear
it eye to
heels,
eye.
if I wear heels, I'm literally like this is him. I'm going like this. Like, I can't. It's no.
Y'all going like this.
That's crazy.
Look, this is
Sorry,
y'all-
If I'm
everyone.
barefoot-
Face to face,
character
face to
means
face.
nothing.
If
to
I'm
June.
barefoot, yes.
Height matters. Character means nothing. You heard
I
her
feel
say
like-
how much she liked him, how much she loved his energy, but the second she found out,
It's
It's a wrap.
giving grumpy dwarf, and I.
June.
how are you gonna say that when not even 5 minutes ago?
That's because I thought he was at least
Okay.
6 foot tall.
Listen.
I-
Apollo, let her be delusional for a bit. Just say he's 6'4".
I'm blocking this whole conversation from my mind, and Desmond is 6 foot in my head.
Erase it.
June's gonna buy the book and then cross out where every time Philip said that
Yes.
he was short and write tall.
I'll just be like, oh, he's short.
Those are
to
her line by
Philip.
line edits.
I'll just say he's short to Philip. How tall is Philip?
Philip's like 6'2".
See, and in my head, I'll have to adjust it where Philip is now 6'7", and Desmond is like 6'1".
You're insane.
Oh, you know what, June? Yo, I can't.
It's gonna be the whiteout for me.
Yeah.
The whiteout right
Okay, and
over
I'm
it.
gonna go and reprint the page and then put it back in the book. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, I need to know how tall. How tall?
Either
Is,
way, I love Graham.
how tall is Cleo? I love Graham too.
Oh yeah, good question.
But yeah, how tall is Cleo? Tell me she's
So-
my height.
She's a short gal. Okay, she's like 5'3".
Okay.
She gets
she
tall.
has
5'3.5",
too.
y'all.
She gives tall energy though. I thought she was like,
5'5".
Because she'd be wearing those
5'10".
heels.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's got them
I'm
tall
5'5".
heels.
A little petite.
Okay, I'm
gal.
5'4", but like I'm 5'3.5", but I'm 5'4".
I'm 5'5".
So I'm 5'8".
regularly seen in platform shoes, so you will mistake me for being 5'6".
Caitlin, I was looking at the video we did at the bookstore where we were back to back, and I was just like,
I'm wearing my platform shoes too.
Okay, I've been looking back at our pictures. I'm like, dang, June is tall,
June is tall. Yeah,
and
she's
I
a tall
love
girl.
it. I wish I was her height.
Yeah,
and that's why he
Okay.
has to be at least 6 feet.
I'm done. Oh,
Okay, Graham. How tall is he? Oh, I mean, biker bite. But yeah,
Okay, so Graham is a little taller than Philip, and he's like
Bark.
6'5".
barking. I've been barking at him. I love him.
I love that man for a reason. I love that man for a reason.
I'm learning sign language for that man.
I can introduce myself.
Gee!
I can say hello. My name is, and finger spell my name.
I
And I
can.
will-
I,
yeah.
I
yeah.
love that.
Anything for Graham. Anything for Graham.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
How did Graham become his character? How did he develop who he is today? Like, how
Oh.
did he become the man he is today?
That's a smart man, okay? Like
I know!
I mean, he's a smart guy. He was serving, Cleo and her family from the very beginning, okay? He's got a lot going on. He's got a
love
lot
that
going
man.
on in his educational path and everything. So if you like a smart, intelligent man, that's him,
That's
See, and
what
I
I'm
do.
bad.
I do love a smart. But is he the type to like make me feel like I'm dumb?
No. I don't
I
think
fear
so.
he would argue with you with his mind.
And I love arguing, so I'm down.
Oh, June.
He'd be like this.
And I feel like if he looked at me like that, I'd be like, what do you stop? Like, why are you looking at me like that?
I can see him
And
be
then
like,
he's just like, and I'd be like, yeah, I do know. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I do think that he finds Philip to be an idiot. So,
Well,
yeah.
I feel like that's kind of valid.
yeah.
Well, no, like I don't think Philip's an idiot, but I see how Graham.
Sorry.
I don't think
Sorry.
Philip. I think Philip is a glutton, and then outside of Philip being a glutton, I see how Graham would think that, given that Graham has the full picture. Like Graham knows everything that's going on. He knows like what's real and what's not, and so seeing Philip spiral like he does is like I could agree with that. I could see where Graham's coming from.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he
Desmond,
never disrespected him. So that's a
Yeah,
respectful
Desmond
thing right there.
100% thinks Philip's an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I love them both. Because they're Graham and Desmond, because they know who their ride or die is, and they're protective.
They
And
are.
I love that.
And I do love that. I do love that Graham would lay down his life for Cleo. I do like that. You know what? I changed my answer. I would bark for Graham.
Graham,
Yeah,
Graham
you just
did his
gotta
thing.
see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more I thought about it, yeah.
So my question is, will you continue to bark for Desmond?
No.
It's okay.
If he gets that like knee lengthening surgery,
June.
Please.
Okay.
Okay, let's shift to some juicy questions, maybe like 3 or 4.
Okay,
before
yeah.
we close out, because I know everyone's been.
Hold on, let me get my
itching.
page out real quick because I got a question for you.
The page.
The page.
while she does that, you did tell us during the pre-run about what Philip is working with. My follow-up question now: what is Desmond working with, and what is Graham working with?
But what does it matter with Desmond? He's short king to you.
Oh, clock it.
Would it change your mind?
I'm asking for Caitlin and T.
I'm curious about Graham.
Yeah, I mostly would like to know the answer to Graham now.
I definitely think
I am-
Graham's probably packing something like very like silent but deadly type of person. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, I feel like he is
June.
he's anatomically right for his 6'5" size. You know, like it's gonna look right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So does that make him bigger or smaller than Philip?
Philip's a horse, so
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. So I just
Clutching my pearls.
I don't know. I feel like Philip's biggest redeeming quality is what's
witty.
biggest over there. Yeah. So I feel like I have to
laying
like
it down.
oh.
I feel like I have to let him keep the
Let him have that.
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fine
fair.
with me.
That's still nothing to sneeze at. I'm still barking for. I'm still barking.
Graham.
Yeah. Now Desmond.
I feel like he's like average and a shower. Not
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not like a grower. I feel like you get what you get right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that
'Cause I
change your
just
answer,
feel like-
Caitlin?
I just feel like
No.
he's already
No.
blunt. He's already blunt. So it's a get what you get.
Yeah, it was just a sniff for him, anyways. It doesn't sway me to
Oh, that's right. You were
bite.
sniffing.
I was a bite. So
Does that?
And I was a bark turned bite. So I had to clarify that question.
So I ain't gonna say every word, but this is what you wrote. Okay. Highlight. That's what you want. You want me to beep you like you're a doll? Tell me how many beep you have you put in your mouth to learn how to take mine in. So, when writing that, I was curious just curious, like, what? How did you even think of that?
That is a good question. And also to add more framing, what is it like writing spacey scenes, and where did that imagination come from, and how do you actually execute it? Because sometimes I'll read it, I'm like, this is good, and then I'm like, man, someone had to like sit down and figure out mechanics and also make sure it's readable and enjoyable.
And also follow on tack on question, what was the number?
Oh,
Dude.
for Cleo, that's unfortunate. So for her sake, I won't disclose that number because she's been stuck with that same horrible man for a very long time.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So for her, we'll keep that a respectable mystery. The other question. So yeah, I mean, writing the more like it's, I would say like a double X explicit, because there's like obviously explicit acts, and then the language gets a little crazy. I don't know. I don't feel like it's too difficult before I was doing any of this stuff. So I come from an entertainment background, and I've done a lot of different types of entertainment, and I worked before as a dominatrix for like 5 years. So
That's
yeah,
so cool.
I've had
No wonder you can do Cleo like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Some
so
experience.
I've had some experience on, like, you're saying some like off the cuff shit, for sure. And I think that like there's definitely a balance, because sometimes I'll be reading some stuff that I'll be like, hey yo, if somebody like I'm a dominant top type of person, and there's certain things that I will read and be like, see, if I ever said something like that, I would be embarrassed for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like when I read something and it's like, yeah, baby, like my so big that I'm gonna take you, or you're gonna feel like you're going to heaven, but I'm actually taking you to hell. Like, I'm like, I would myself. Like
You
that's
said there is a limit.
there. Like, I would go into a fetal position like later and be so embarrassed with myself. So like, there's certain things like you gotta know, like, you can't write. You know what I mean? Like like it doesn't matter like what voice actor ends up doing that book. If I hear that,
That is so true.
I'm judging.
I've listened to some of my favorite audiobook narrators, and if the writing to begin with, the source material to begin with, isn't great, even they can't bring it to life. So yeah.
And my last question is just a hypothetical. Hypothetically, if Cleo did want to enter into a Y2 situation, is that something that Philip would let her have?
Oh, hell no.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Okay.
That is a no
He
for
don't care.
him.
Mm-mm.
He don't
No.
play about Cleo.
He don't.
Okay,
He don't
so
play about
in
him.
light of that answer, I would like to go back and say that I would maybe bark for Philip then.
That's so
I
real.
like that he has lines. I like that he has lines and he would do that's a hard no for him.
I love how
Like-
June has changed all her answers.
Literally every single last one. Except Cleo. I will forever
Cleo
bark for
is the
Cleo.
same. Do you plan on like going into like other genres and doing more stories? Like instead of vampires, you're gonna do like some like werewolves, or are you gonna stick with the fantasy aspect of everything and paranormal, or are you gonna go into more contemporary? So I'm just curious.
That's a really good question.
I have an idea of like a very like short like standalone book that I really haven't like put too much like outlining for, because I'm like, oh, that's gonna be like so far out there, but it still would be paranormal, but not like vampires. I was thinking more like involving ghosts and like the deceased and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That sounds interesting.
I like that. Ooh.
But I
cool.
definitely think this is like my focus, and then I'll see like if throughout, you know, doing stuff like that, if like I get more ideas or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think I've put like so much outline and like planning on how this whole series is going that it's like I don't really have that much room in my brain to be planning on other stuff. No, I do have like a plan for like a comedy standalone, which is like sort of in the prequel realm, I guess, of it, but it's way before like Philip even met Cleo or anything, and I want like a really like funny story about when he actually had like a girlfriend for a small sequestered time, and you see like just the absolute evil bastard he was. But I want it
Human
to
or
be like
vampire?
no, like he has like a human girlfriend at one point. But the story though that I want it to be kind of like funny is that he's trying to do his thing or whatever and hunt her, and around the time that he's planning on hunting her, an incident happens that it turns out this girl has a crazy ex-boyfriend who's pissed off that she's having a fling with him, and there's something about just her crazy life that excites him, and he kind of is sticking around just to like see the
See it
chaos, and like he's just trying to start shit essentially.
I love that.
Ooh, toxic.
I love
Like-
a dark romantic comedy. I love those.
Yeah, and you know how toxic Philip pretty much is already, so like pre-Cleo toxic would be actually a
know
really
what to
funny
know that
story.
I do.
That is my
into it.
bite.
He said
wanna
biting
see it.
stronger.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Wait, I did have one more question. Do we have a release date for book 2?
Not yet. But book 2 is definitely going to be a lot more about Philip kind of trying to figure out his place with Cleo. In terms of like, he's like, okay, I've done all this really like terrible shit in my life, and clearly she has dealt with really horrible shit. So like, how do I essentially be like the appropriate person for her while not losing myself in it? And It's also definitely going to be a lot about you seeing even some of his past. You get to see some of her past as well, because there's little flashbacks that get involved. You get introduced, definitely the true like antagonist, the villain of the story as well in this book. You get to learn a little bit more about the side characters. You get introduced to some new ones. But yeah, every book still comes with like a happy ending. So even though there's like a lot of intense stuff that happens in book two, and I would say probably some of the best quotes from Cleo, even from everything I've currently written right now, I feel like her dialogue in this one is peak. You get to see like a lot of interesting stuff from their past, so I'm very excited about getting that one out.
Yeah.
We're
so
excited too,
excited.
but also that just gives more time for people to pick up Blood Money,
Yes.
read Blood Money, and part one, and anticipate the release of part two. So
Yes.
where all can we find you, Apollo, and get access to your book?
So my book is available on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and Kobo. Barnes & Noble and Amazon do paperbacks, so if you like a physical copy of things, that's like going to be the best area to go. Kobo's for international e-reader, so I've actually had a few people already doing that, which is awesome. You're gonna have to call them because it's all online sales.
I'm gonna
for
call
Barnes
mine.
right now.
I'm
And
gonna call
then-
mine.
Yeah.
So that's where you can get them. Is basically everything is online, and then I'm working. If you're in the St. Pete area, I do have the book lounge in St. Pete that's carrying my books, and they just started
so
carrying
exciting.
them today. Yes, so
Congratulations!
thanks.
You can just
So
walk
I'm
into
working.
a bookstore and see it.
Yes, I know. It's so exciting. So I'm trying to get like a lot of like Florida bookshops to be able to like physically carry it, because I also like the idea of, supporting local bookstores. So,
Yeah.
hopefully that continues to keep going into some other ones as well. But that's where it's starting right now. And, it's only been out for a month, so I got a lot of foot traffic to do to make that happen.
So exciting.
Yeah.
And your social media, where can we follow you?
So on TikTok, it's going to be at a.infinity, ending with an I instead of a Y, dot author, and that's where I have like solely like my book content. But if you want to follow some of my book content and the things I do outside of here, which is drag, I use Instagram the most, which is at Painted from God.
Awesome. Thank you, first and foremost, Apollo,
Yes.
for being on the podcast. Like, that's
Thank you
been
for having
so
me.
amazing to be able to hear from you and just learn more about Blood Money and independent author life and the process and where we can go read it. Typically, we have B tell us to read our books, but why don't you just encourage people to go and read Blood Money, Apollo?
Well, yeah,
And
I
your
mean, if you...
Best Philip impersonation, maybe. I don't know. Or Cleo.
Oh my god, I'm not a good
Take your
voice
pick.
actor, okay? Not a good voice actor at all, so
It's okay.
I would butcher it.
No worries.
Absolutely butcher it. That's why I need
No,
I need
it's-
some people to do that, okay? I need to basically get y'all to start reading so you can get a very spicy audiobook, okay? If y'all want a very, very spicy audiobook, then you gotta pick up the book, buy the book, support the book, and then we can get some real good voice actors for it. But yeah, I mean, if you're into vampires, if you're into a lot of political commentary that's not, I wouldn't say directly in your face, but it does make you think about the parallels of what's going on right now. It gives you wiggle room to really see those things. I would say that this is a good read for you. And then, of course, if you love a good groveling, down bad, pathetic man, you are getting that from the get-go. The absolute get-go.
Yeah.
Also, if you like a man to, like, just lose his mind, like, that, then this is the book for you.
So, yeah, go read it. Like a good girl. That's what B would say, right? Like a good girl.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's canon, I guess.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yay!